Hi, good evening everybody. This is Rech, physical therapist at Rech Physio. Talking tonight about a couple tips to make lifting things just a little bit easier. As always, if you're on here live, just type in live. If you're on the replay, type replay. Just helps the Facebook algorithm send this to more people if you think it's good information. So, everybody lifts stuff, whether it's laundry or grandkids or whatever it is, or if you lift weights. There's some things that you probably have always done or have always heard to do, like keep whatever you're lifting close to your body, have your feet shoulder width apart, lift with your legs, brace with your abs. All good things and all good things you want to do. But another thing that you might not have heard as much of is to screw your feet into the ground. And so what that does is it just sets your feet and it kind of takes up the tension in your legs and helps your legs be in a better position as you're lifting. What I notice a lot, especially if someone's trying to lift something a little heavier or with older folks as they're getting weaker, people tend to let their knees dip in because their legs don't like to be in kind of a middle range. They want to go to a spot where the tension gets taken up and they're more stable, but that puts a lot of strain on the knees. So if you twist out with your feet, kind of screw your feet into the ground like I said, you're going to feel a lot more stability in your legs, and you're going to have your knees stay over your ankles and be in line with your hips when you lift. So what that would look like, you come up to your whatever you're going to lift, screw your feet into the ground, your knees will just come out just a little bit. Keep the weight close to you and lift. With that too, you want to coordinate your breathing, which is kind of tip 2.5, I guess. When you're lifting, you want to breathe out and in as you go down or as you're getting ready to lift. What a lot of people will do will hold their breath as they're lifting, which provides more stability for the spine, but you're not going to be able to do something for very long if you're holding your breath. If you breathe out a little bit, kind of like through pursed lips with your lips just a little bit apart, that's going to help keep most of the stability in your spine, but also allow you to breathe while you're doing an activity, and it's going to be much more functional. The second tip is with your arms and your shoulders. So it's kind of the same thing. When you're lifting something, you want to think about rotating your hands away. So you're not necessarily going to be moving like that, but so if I go to lift something, I'm going to rotate out so that my elbows will kind of point forward, and that's going to do the same thing for the shoulder as the legs. It's going to take up the tension, it's going to put your shoulders in a better position. If they're forward, there can be some impingement there. It kind of closes down the structures in your shoulder, whereas rotating it out kind of opens things up, and so there's going to be less likelihood of something pinching or getting irritated in there with your tendons. And like I said, it's also just going to take up the tension and be a little bit more of a stable position and kind of roll your shoulders and your scapula, your shoulder blades back to put your body in a better posture anyway. So if you're having pain with lifting something, that might be a way to actually help reduce the pain. So screw your feet into the ground, grasp whatever you're going to lift, try to screw your arms out so that your shoulders or your elbows face forward, and lift, breathing out a little bit. So a couple easy tips to do to make lifting things a little bit easier, or maybe make it easier to lift heavier stuff. Number 1, screw your feet into the ground. Number 2, or 2.5, is to breathe. Breathe out as you're doing the heavy part of the lift. And then the second one is to turn your shoulders out as you're lifting. So thanks everybody for watching. Have a good weekend. If you're having any pain or trouble moving or know someone who is, message me and find out how I can help. Have a good weekend.